First up, a huge thank you to Panenka Bar and Grill for supporting the channel. You can find us there before every home game and post game, either celebrating or drowning our sorrows. It's a great premium bar and it's situated less than half a mile from beautiful downtown Bramall Lane.
Also, a huge thank you to Parrot Peel. They are a virtual band who create innovative musical experiences just for you. But you already knew that, didn't you? We've been talking about them for long enough. But please do go to parrotpeel.com and check them out because they are awesome. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale.
Ale, ale, ale. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I bet you didn't think that you'd see me this evening. Well, you are going to see me this evening, just a little bit later on, because me and Ollie are going to be talking about all things transfer window after the window has been slammed shut. But we've signed another player, and it is Chiedozie Ogbene. I've never known how to say his first name. I've had a go at it. So Chiedozie Ogbene, I couldn't say it again then. I'm not going to try and say it again. I'm just going to call him Ogbene from now on. Now, this is not going to be a video like what Hal does. Hal's done a lot of research in the lead up to these videos, and he's only just signed for us. I had a brief moment to do a bit of research earlier on, so we'll go through it, all together. So Ogbene is 5'9", 175 centimeters. He's 28 years old. So you'd kind of hope that he's coming into his prime a little bit. We'll get into that and talk about the previous clubs that he's had and what he's done there. He is a winger or a forward, and he can also play as a wing back, as I think Luton played him in the Premier League. He is right-footed, so we'll probably end up seeing him on that left-hand side. He has played on the right-hand side too, as well. But he is a very, very exciting footballer indeed. I think he was the fastest player in the Premier League when he was at Luton. That might be in my notes. I think that's where I'm jumping forward a little bit. But he's coming from Ipswich Town on loan. There's no option to buy or what I've not read anything yet that says that he's got an option to buy, but I think he's just trying to kind of get back into playing regular football because he's had a few injuries recently. We might as well get through them whilst we're talking now. So he's had two really, really bad injuries in his career. One at Rotherham in the 2020-2021 season. That was a knee injury that kept him out for 155 days. That's 35 games missed. And crazily, for Ipswich in the 24-25 season, he missed 70 more games, but missed 70 more days, but missed 3 less games. And obviously that's because the Premier League has less games, but he was out for 218 for Ipswich and missed 32 games, which just shows that he needs football this season. And if Ipswich can't offer him that, then another team's going to pick him up. And I was speaking to a Luton Town fan earlier, and he was saying that he was expecting him to go out on loan to somebody, but he thought it was going to be a team lower down in the Championship. And we are the lowest team down right now. I think he was alluding to the fact that Sheffield United, before the start of the season, were expecting to be, in the higher echelons of the Championship and not scratching around at the bottom of the league. Anyway, let's talk about his career so far. So he was born in Nigeria and he moved to Ireland at 8 years old. He played Gaelic football before switching fully to football, and he began his footballing career at York City with standout performances in the League of Ireland. Then he moved to Limerick in 2017-18. This was his breakthrough season in the top flight of Irish football. And then he earned that move to England. And that move was to Brentford in 2018-19, signing for Brentford, but he struggled to get minutes. But in 2018-19, that's around about the time of kind of Neil Maupay sort of territory, and it's Sergi Canos and those sorts of players, I believe. So it was always going to be hard for a young Ogbene to kind of break into that really, really good Brentford side because they were ready to get promoted, and they were promoted within a season or two. It might have even been that season, but he went on loan to Exeter City. 18 games, 1 goal, 0 assists. Obviously, sounds like not the best season in the world, but he is just sort of trying to play his trade in the English leagues. You often get sent out on loan to kind of build up your, I don't know, your body strength, build up that game time to kind of get used to men's football. And certainly, at Exeter City, coming from Limerick to Exeter, or going from kind of to Brentford, then to Exeter, you're going to get kicked about a little bit. Playing for Exeter. Then he moved to Rotherham United, and this was the big turning point. He became a big fans' favourite at Rotherham for his electric pace and direct play. He was a key man in promotion campaigns. So I'm going to run through the 4 seasons where he was at Rotherham, and this is kind of going to give a feel to how his time at Rotherham went. So in the first season, that was 2019-2020, 1 goal, 7 assists, which helped them gain promotion under Paul Warne. And Paul Warne actually came out and said he was unplayable on his day, which is, great to hear from him for himself. And 7 assists is really good in anyone's book. So yeah, obviously could have bumped up those numbers, but that's his first season at Rotherham. Second season, he had that big knee injury, as I've just alluded to, missing 35 games, and he had no contributions that season. But 35 games is a lot in a season. The next season after that, he played 53 games. So that showed that knee injury wasn't necessarily a problem for him, playing 53 games, 4 goals, 8 assists. Not the best in the world, but he's still putting numbers on the board. And then they won the EFL trophy that season and another promotion. So, he's done really, really well at Rotherham there. And then his final season for them was his breakout year. 8 goals, 4 assists in 39 championship matches. And that kept Rotherham up. And in a pretty poor Rotherham side, 8 goals and 4 assists is pretty good. And it showed that he was way, way, way above the level of Rotherham. And that season, or the season after, should I say, Luton Town brought him in on a free transfer. And, he was able to make that step up to the Premier League. He played, I think he played more as a wing back, but also played as a winger at times. He chipped in with goals and assists despite Luton, struggling. We were in the same Premier League as them at that time, and we finished lower than them. He got 4 goals, 1 assist in 30 Premier League games, which I don't think is too bad, in all honesty. And those 4 goals and 1 assists directly contributed to nearly 10% of Luton's goals that season, which I think is pretty incredible. Then he moved to Ipswich Town when obviously Luton got relegated. He signed for £8 million, which I think is pretty incredible, but unfortunately suffered an Achilles tendon rupture. And again, that was when he was out for 32 matches. And I've ruptured my Achilles, and it is a horrific injury. It really is. And Harry Souttar did it, and that's the reason why Harry Souttar's still not back. So clearly it was a really bad injury. Let's hope that his injuries are behind him. And I think the fact that he had that really bad knee injury at Rotherham, missed so many matches, and the season after bounced back and played 53 games, I think that shows what sort of man he is. So hopefully his Achilles problems behind him, his knee problems are behind him. He's also an international as well, which is pretty incredible. Republic of Ireland in 2021 against Hungary made his debut. 24 caps, 4 goals today, and we've had quite a few really good Irish players, haven't we, at Bramall Lane? So it'd be nice to see him, following John Egan's footsteps, following Didzy's footsteps, etc. In 2023. He was the Ireland Senior Men's International Player of the Year, which again is incredible. And also, not just that, he was the first ever African-born player to represent Ireland. Obviously, at 8 years old, moving to Ireland and representing them. I don't know if there's been an African-born player that's represented Ireland since, but I think that's pretty incredible. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go through his strengths and weaknesses. I'll go through some Luton Town fans' comments, and I'm also going to have a quick look, see if I've got any more comments off anybody else. I don't think I have. But I'm going to go through comments from former fans, and I'm going to go through comments. Sorry, I'm going to go through your comments as well. So yeah, very, very excited for this player. So I'll give you the reasons why I'm excited about him. So his strengths. The one biggest strength that Ogbene has is his explosive pace. And we haven't had many of those. Saying that, the player with the most explosive pace was Ollie Burke, and he wasn't very good. So hopefully Ogbene is going to be better than him this season. And who knows, we might end up going and signing him long term if he has a good season. And you know, things happen in certain ways. But you know, he is one of the quickest players in the championship, and apparently devastating in transition. I don't really know what that means, but this is what I've got written down, so I thought I'd say it. His direct running is also a massive strength. Always looks to beat his man and stretch defenses, which again we've not had a lot of really quick players for a long time. So we're starting to bring them in. Chong seems really quick. I'm trying to think if we've got any other quick players that we've brought in recently. Obviously, Louis Barry's got a little bit about him. It's nice to see us bring in someone who's kind of got that raw pace, though. I've heard from lots and lots of people that his work rate is just second to none. Relentless presser, tracks back, fits in well into a high energy system, which is obviously Ruben Sayers' way, apparently, is what we've been told. I'll be honest, I thought he would have gone by now, Ruben Sayers. So it makes me think that he is going to get that Ipswich game. And, you know, if we don't win that one or we lose that one, he might be gone. And this might not be a player that fits into the next manager's plans. So it's crazy to think that right now that Ruben Sayers has got all this power in bringing in all these players, and then he might not last 2 games, if you like. So yeah, whatever manager that we bring in, pace is always good, and he's a tricky player. His weaknesses, though, I'm going to quickly go through, is end product. His end product isn't as good as it should be. His final ball, so crossing and finishing, can be inconsistent. Can be really good, obviously can be really bad too. His injury record, as we've mentioned, he's had spells that kind of have disrupted his rhythm in his career. So hopefully he can get a full season under his belt at Sheffield United. But we're used to those players, aren't we? We're very used to those players that get injured a lot. So hopefully he's not one of them. And I think it kind of, you know, goes hand in hand with that final ball and that end product. His decision making at times can be a little bit rushed in the final third. And as a player that's going to be at the top end of the pitch, I assume so anyway. I don't want to see him at right wing back or anything like that. I want to see him at the top end of the pitch using his pace well, because we've already got a right wing back or a right back in Femi Sariki who's got that raw pace and that strength. We want to see, it'd be nice to see 2 of them, in all honesty, on the same flank. Maybe that might be a bit too much. But no, it'd be nice to see them linking up if Femi does get back into the team. What can he bring to Sheffield United, though? I think, you know, with genuine pace and width, that is something that we need. We've really lacked. And seeing Brooks on one side and seeing Louis Barry on the other side, neither of them have got that raw pace. Like, Louis Barry's quick. I wouldn't necessarily say that Andre Brooks is quick, and I don't know whether that's just because Andre Brooks is a little bit, I don't know, he kind of stands players up quite lazily. I know he's got fantastic feet. He's very skillful, but he doesn't really use that pace too much. When he's on the break, he you know, opens his legs up and he's away, but he doesn't seem to have that sort of Raksaki pace where he pushes it past someone and he's away. So it'd be nice to see somebody come in and kind of hit the ground running like that. We've brought in 2, I won't say necessarily out and out wingers, because they're both versatile players in Chong and in Ogbene. They both obviously know each other from the days at Luton. I think we'll see Chong on the right, and I think we'll see Ogbene on the left, playing as kind of inverted wingers. But it just adds, depth to this squad. Now, should we have sorted ourselves out a lot earlier in this window? Probably. Are we scratching around and, have we pressed the panic button a little bit because we are rock bottom of the league and, not got a point on the board? Yeah, absolutely. And we're just bringing in as many bodies as possible, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I think it is when you're just tweaking a system or tweaking a few players to try and go up again, have another go at it. But right now, we're kind of ripping everything up and starting again and just bringing as many players in as possible. And hopefully they will gel. It doesn't feel like this is a well thought out system, in my opinion. But I'm excited to see Ogbene. I really am. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm going to go through the comments in a second, but I'm just going to go through a few other things that I think he can bring to Sheffield United. A direct runner who can carry the ball 40 or 50 yards that relieves that pressure. My dad always used to say Paul Devlin was one of those sorts of players that was ball under the jumper sort of player. He can relieve that pressure from the defence and just get it away from the goal as quick as possible, hold on to it well, and let us kind of get back in our, banks of 4 or 5 or 3 or 2. He's certainly suited to counter-attacking football with that, incredible pace. He's played in many systems that, 3-5-2 and 4-3-3 are the systems that he's played in the most. So, that could be either of two systems that we play because we've been playing sort of a 4-3-3. I think it's more been like a 4-1-2-3 at times this season or most of this season. But I'm expecting us to go to a 3-5-2 at some point or a 3-5-2-1 or something like that because something's got to change under Ruben Sayas for us to not keep doing the same things and expecting different results because that's all we've been doing this season. So he could easily play in that 3-5-2. He might even play as a wing back and use that pace going forward because we're going to have 3, accomplished centre backs there that allow someone like him to get forward. So let's see what happens with that. As I mentioned earlier, he's certainly a workhorse on and off the ball. Fits into a pressing and battling side, which, we're expecting that we're going to be pressing. We should be a battling side because we are at the bottom of the league. We've not seen much battling this season. So hopefully he can bring that with Chong as well. They both seem to be, geared up for a pressing team. So, if Chong and Ogbene are both fit as a fiddle, I know Chong's had some injury problems and obviously Ogbene has 2. Hopefully those are behind them and, we can get them as fit as possible, as quick as possible. And, we can see the boys really, really hit their stride. And also, obviously, can come off the bench as a bit of a super sub. So, my takeaways: this is a low cost, smart, low move. In all honesty, he's going to inject lots of pace, lots of energy. What is exactly what this Sheffield United team needs right now because we certainly are lacking that. He's not a consistent goal scorer, but stretching those defenses and catching teams on the break is what he'll be really, really good at if we can sort of facilitate that. I just hope he can find his confidence. I really do, because he's obviously struggled with his injuries as of late. So hopefully, he can hit the ground running at Bramall Lane and we can get the most out of him. So I've asked some Rotherham fans, I've asked Benjamin Bloom, an Ipswich fan, for their kind of their thoughts on Ogbene. I did ask for them at 8 o'clock when we're going to do the live stream, the transfer window live stream. So yeah, we might have some more information on Ogbene later on from an Ipswich fan and a Rotherham fan. So I'll quickly run through the Luton fans because it's the same 2 guys that I asked for the Chong video. It's teams like Luton. First of all, we'll go through what he said. So Ogbene for us was a quick and silky wing back who was one of the fastest players in the Prem when we had him. That's where that came from earlier. Loved a good delivery and was a fan favourite for us. We lost him for big money to Ipswich last season after making a couple of appearances for us at the start of last season before leaving. Cheo, he's put here. That must be, his name or his nickname, and I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to have to ask that. However, he's coming back from a long-term injury. That's obviously the Achilles problem, meaning that he could have lost a yard or two of pace, and that's what he's relied on to beat a man. I'm looking forward to seeing someone, that can beat a man for pace. I really am. He's also alluded to the fact that he's truly loved everywhere he goes, and he hopes it works out for him. That's really great. That is really great. I like likable players. I really do. And then Oak Road Hatter, once again, he has given us his comments. We didn't have him for long, but he impressed for the most part. Played right wing back and was clocked as the fastest in Premier League during the 23-24 season, taking on countless defenders and beating them. Wouldn't say end product is something he's great at, but doesn't lack effort and should do well at Bramall Lane. That's good to hear. That's very, very good to hear. Now, thank you for everyone bearing with me at an earlier time than what you expected. So I'm going to go through some of your comments. Also, leave a like if that's all right, ladies and gents. It pushes the stream out further and further. And every time, I hate doing 2 videos in one day because one always seems to do worse. So if you like this one, I feel like this one's going to do the worst. So make sure you like this one so it pushes it out further. Comment as much as you can and help us out. Andrew Thomas, hi, Nick. I don't think anyone's ever called me Nick before. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Taylor's oldest time, good signing. Yes, I hope he's going to be a good signing. That pace is just something that I'm very, very excited to see. Hopefully he's not lost that with that injury. Are we making any more signings? I think we will do. Whether it be Ben Mee and Nathan Redmond, I'm not sure Redmond is going to be signed now, with us signing 2 wingers, if you like. Chong, you could say he is a winger, and Ogbene is certainly a winger. So we might just see Ben Mee coming in at centre-back. I know there's another Luton centre-back that we are looking at too. So I think it's one of those things where we just got to sit back and just be like, let's see what happens when the window slams shut at 7 p.m. Like I say, me and Ollie are going to be live at 8 p.m. So come and join us for that too. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Beverly said, great news, Nick. Awesome. Thank you, Beverly. It's great to see you as always. You are a fantastic person. When will the official statement regarding Ruben Sayers sacking come? I don't know, mate. Let's see. 2 good signings so far. Still think there'll be 2 more signings needed. Ben Mee being 1, and a right back and striker, especially if these cannon rumours are they have any truth to them. Maybe still 1 more, maybe still a more experienced centre mid still, because obviously we've signed Alex Matos as well. Very, very excited for him. These signings keep coming. Seems that Sayers is desperate to erase the culture and legacy of our previous manager. Great program, by the way, Nick. Great program. I don't know what that means, Anthony, but let us know. Let us know further down what you mean. It's been a long day. It's been a hell of a long day. I don't know if I believe the trying to erase the culture. I just think we've been really poor, and the players don't seem to have bought into Sayers' ways. So I think he's trying to bring some more players in to just bolster that squad and just help Gus out, because at the moment, like, Gus is our most valuable player. We need to make sure we keep him. And if we can keep him, and bringing these players in is certainly going to make Gus think, do you know what? We are building something this season. Fingers crossed we can start putting some points on the board and see if we can get up the table. Where he says going to play him right back, I don't know. I can't imagine Ogbene is going to play at right back. I think he's either going to play right wing back, right wing or left wing. I can't see anywhere else. Eamon Heineck, Estell's gone yet? No, I don't believe he's gone yet. I don't know. I did hear some rumours about, somebody said that he's already gone, but I think that's just someone playing a trick. Evening, mate. Hope you are well. Thank you very much, JC George 22. I am very well, thank you, mate. Hal, it's great to see you. This was better than the scouting reports that other bloke does. It's really not. It's really not. But I gave it my best shot. I hope you all appreciate it. Hope these click. But I still personally believe we need a double pivot. Maybe so. You never know. Someone might come in like that, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you think any more incomings or outgoings? Yes, I do. I think there's going to be at least one more incoming and one more outgoing. There may be two of each. We'll have to wait and see, Zach. Says needs to go. Sounds good, Nick. Thank you, John. He does sound good. I'm quite excited for him. I think Hal might have done a little bit more, had more time and done a bit more research and been able to pick out a few more key points and give his opinion on it. And it will be good to see how he fits into Sayers' system or somebody else's system. I hope he brings pace and decisiveness within the final third. Me too, mate. Andy, Blades in talks with Luton defender Mark McGuinness. That's the one that I alluded to earlier on. 5'9" playing Gaelic football must be a tough cookie. Let's hope so. And 5'9", I think that's a great height for a man, if I'm not mistaken, Hal. We need some more urgent cover at right back. Yeah, I think me and Ollie are going to chat about this later on. And if we don't sign Wu from Red Star Belgrade, then I think we're going to have to try and find somebody else, because right now, Ben Godfrey is not a right back that I want to see there all season. I want to see him play centre back. And I did say this in my match reaction after the Borough game. They won't sack Sayers. They're trying to back him with these signings. He's the owner's man. They won't sack him until we lose 10 or 12 games, like at the end of October. You might be right. You absolutely might be right. And I think you certainly are right with the fact that they're backing him with these signings, because these are his men. These are players that are going to try and play the Sayers way, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or that it terrifies me. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Anthony's agreeing with Darren, same as me. I'm agreeing with Darren too. Hi, Nick. Thank you for this amazing channel. I'm not confident in Ruben changing it, even with new players coming in. I agree. I do actually agree. But I'm going to back him. I'm going to back him all the way, and hopefully he can turn it round and the boys can turn it round, because it's not just on Ruben, it's also on the players as well. They need to take a long, hard look at themselves and try and turn this around. Hopefully the wins start coming. Yep, absolutely agree. We could get Messi in and it won't make a difference. Not now. He's way too old now, Paul. We just need one big outward transfer now. CSAS. Fair enough, Lee. The owners are going to be as stubborn as possible on this. They will give Sayers every chance until they don't have any other choice, I'm afraid. And Anthony's saying the same. I desperately want the season to turn around. I don't think there's anyone that actually wants to see Sayers do a bad job. We all want the Blades to do well, don't we? Ogbene is a decent signing and upgrade on Brooks. It's just that he's been injured for so long while with Ipswich Town. Yeah, it's a roll of the dice, but hopefully an exciting roll of the dice. Lee says he's suited to counter-attacking football. Be nice if we had a decent midfield defence so we could win the ball in counter-attack. We need a new manager who actually knows what they're doing. Wow. Darren's also saying, I feel people are failing to see the stubbornness that owners can show here. He's their man, and until he has his team and a few more games, they won't sack him. But I think what we can say is the fact that at least the owners are actually putting their hand in the pocket. I'm not sure how much Matos was, but they've put their hand in the pocket for him. They've put their hand in the pocket for Cannon, unfortunately. They've put their hand in the pocket for one of the best centre-backs in the league in Tanganga. We saw that against Borough, how good he was. And obviously these loan fees are not going to be cheap. So, and as well, there's obviously Chong. Chong was obviously a lot less money, but they are buying players. And it feels like last season, a lot of players that we brought in were loans and frees, and they're actually putting the money where their mouth is. So if we were sat here and they'd have brought in Bindon and Barre on loan, and that was it. And we're going into this season really, really underprepared. Like we did go underprepared, but right now it feels like the transfer window is going to shut. And I'm looking at this thinking this could be a positive transfer window. After everything that's happened, this could be a positive transfer window. We're going to have a look at it properly and see once it's shut what actually who we brought in and who we let go, because right now my head is in a spin. I don't know about everybody else. Good evening, Nick. Another fantastic signing of Ogbene, but maybe bring another 2 signings in. I think Ogbene and Ings up front would definitely be a great top 2, and then Harmer, Sumere, Chong. There's a lot of potential in a lot of these players, and as I've said earlier, they're playing a lot of different positions. So who knows who's going to play where? I do like to have players that play one position and they're really good at it. But if you can have them playing a few different positions, it's always going to be helpful throughout the season. Good to see you, Ben. Thank you very much for that. Knowing Sayers and how he plays everyone out of position, he will be backup keeper. Nice. We really need a magician in the midfield. We've already got Gus, haven't we? Hopefully he stays. Hopefully. And O'Hare in midfield with the defence and being Tanganga, Zatterstrom. I really, really like the look of Zatterstrom. I really do. Benson and Brownhill, I would love to see those two. Obviously, Brownhill's, he was fantastic last season. But Manuel Benson, the season we both got promoted us and Burnley, he was unplayable. So if we could bring him in and Manuel Benson could find that form that he showed for Burnley when they got promoted, finishing top, that would be a really, really good one. But I can't see that happening now. Now we've brought in Chong and Ogbene. Right, let's go through a few more. 5'9". Steve says 5'9" is tiny. And Hal says 5'9" is a great height for a man. Hal, I completely agree, mate. All we need is a manager, Neil says. Right, last few comments. Paul, good to see you, Paul. Got to give Sayers till the start of December. That way, a new manager has 4 weeks to get to know the team before the transfer window reopens. It then shows the manager will get time to prove himself. Potentially. I think when you've lost 5 games in a row, you just want to see him gone. And I said this straight after the Borough game. I wanted to see him gone. The unsavoury scenes at the Riverside, it's just horrible to watch and horrible to see. And I'm surprised he survived that, but hopefully he turns it round. And these players are the catalyst for turning that round. Andrew's saying the best news I could get is Sayers out. Fair enough. And Steve Lindley. Oh, one more from Just United after this one. Steve Lindley lining Sayers up to fail. If he doesn't start winning, it's an excuse for him to sack him. If he's sacked for these players, yeah, potentially. And Ricky, good to see you, mate. Up the mighty Sheffield United way. Decent-ish window. Would like movement to happen quicker. Just need more Sayers on. We might have a chance. Need to move Sayers on, sorry. And we might have a chance. Harry's saying loses against Ipswich and he's gone. I've also heard that too. December, good God, not a prayer, says Andrew. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. That was me talking about Ogbene. Obviously, he's played for Rotherham, Luton, Ipswich. He's played well everywhere he's got. Maybe not as much Ipswich because he had that bad injury, but he's played well everywhere. Everybody seems to like him. He's got that raw pace that's really, really exciting. He's a tricky player. He's going to cause problems for the opposition. He's on loan. No option to buy, I believe. I think this is a win-win situation. The only way this is not a win-win situation is if something happens, like he gets injured, and we hope that doesn't happen. So let's leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. As I keep saying, I'm going to be joined by Ole in just under 2 hours' time, and we're going to be talking about what's happened, all the ins and outs of this transfer window for the Blades, and talking about some near misses, talking about, Will Asula's also been mentioned, that £30 million move to Frankfurt. We'll talk about the potential sell on, whether that's going to be a loan now. There's lots of things, lots of moving parts that's happening during this transfer deadline day, and we're going to be at the front of it after the window, and we're going to be able to give you all the ins and outs, all those late deals that happen just after 7 o'clock. And yeah, we're going to be here for you for probably half an hour later on. So make sure you join us from 8 o'clock. And yeah, I've really enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.